Hi, many buyers are thinking, should I still buy real estate in 2022 in South Carolina? Let's take a look at the current real estate market in Hilton Head and Bluffton, South Carolina, and we'll also look at the trends. I'll provide you with MLS data, some insights into those numbers, and my thoughts about buying in 2022. I'll also tell you how I'm putting my money where my mouth is later in the video. I hear a lot of armchair analysts and various experts say the market's getting ready to tank. Interest rates are making homes less affordable, which there's truth to that. And then I hear people say, I'm just going to wait till prices come down. Before we get to it, I'm Carl Kratz, a local broker with Century 21 in the Hilton Head and Bluffton area. And if you'd like to reach out to me, you can do so at the information below. You can also set up a Calendly link to meet with me via phone or Zoom, and that will be in the video description. So let's go. I hear wait and see remarks all the time. The truth is nobody knows what's going to happen. For example, the experts said when COVID first came out that it was going to stifle real estate and prices were just going to drop. Well, what happened? The exact opposite. So what do we know? People are migrating from higher taxed areas, typically colder weather, and they're moving as fast as they can say, get me the blank out of here, and sprinting down to the Sunbelt states. I believe until all the baby boomers have decided what they're going to do, that supply just isn't going to keep up with demand. Buyers are relying less on mortgages these days because they have so much equity in their current properties. So with higher interest rates, they're either paying cash so it doesn't matter, or they're getting such a small mortgage it's not a big deal. And let's think about it. Even what rates are about 5.25% right now, that's not so bad. I talked to somebody that bought their first house and paid 13% on their money. Historically, rates are more like around 8% for an average number. Consumer confidence has eroded. Buyers are getting beat up because of higher prices, higher interest rates, and soaring inflation. They're basically fatigued. They're putting all these offers in and not getting properties, and they're giving up just because they can't compete. I honestly believe that inflation is a little bit more of a factor than interest rates, at least around here, just because most people that move here aren't buying their first house. And finally, who's to say what's going to happen with the geopolitical? I sure don't. So let's talk about the data. Compared to last year, Hilton Head and Bluffton properties have gone up in sales price per square foot consistently, both in full-size homes and condos. And I prefer to use sale price per square foot. I think it's a better indicator than a sales price when you're trying to look at the metrics. But I will say, Hilton Head single family homes in February and April were down in sales price per square foot. And prices were negotiated about $5 per square foot off list price. These are some signs that the local real estate market could be weakening. But March sales for single family homes on Hilton Head came back to sales increased significantly in March to $456 per square foot, and the negotiated price exceeded the list price by about $2 a square foot. Hilton Head condo sales price per square foot did dip in March to $456 per square foot in April. Buyers have been paying over list price on Hilton Head every month this year except March. And looking at the average cumulative days on market, they're still very low, indication of buyer demand. The absorption rate continues to be low as well, and it's determined by dividing the number of homes sold in a particular area by the available homes, and that gives you how much time is left on the market, and that's just an indicator of inventory left to be sold. And we're seeing a number between 1 and 1.5%. So what that means is if no homes came onto the market in a month or month and a half, there would be no homes to sell. Now, talking about all this, I want you to keep in mind that our sample sizes are really too small. Like the single family homes on Hilton Head, they're less than 100 are selling per month. So I don't think any of this information gives you an absolute picture on anything yet. But what am I seeing? Fewer multiple offers, fewer showings, but hot areas are still hot and great homes are still fetching top dollar. I speak with agents throughout the country and in Canada, and they're seeing the same trends that I'm seeing. The market's definitely changing. Everyone can feel it, but to what extent? I personally believe that we're going to go from this uber seller's market that we've been in to something a little bit more reasonable. Let's say prices are going to go up 3 to 5% rather than the 30% kind of numbers that we've been seeing. One thing you may not know is they're running out of dirt in Beaufort County. So builders are having to go to Jasper County to build homes, and they're actually in the works of putting developments together. And what I will say is sellers of resale homes typically follow the coattails of new construction. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out if somebody's comparing buying a new home in another county where the taxes are a little higher and it's a little bit more of a drive to the beach. Now, I'm not just an agent. We have rental property, and I don't want to sell. I'm still bullish on real estate right now, but my wife really would like to. So we'll see who's right. I'm sticking my neck out on this one, and I'd really love your opinion. Put something in this video, so I'd really appreciate voting on what you think, whether should sell or keep investment property right now. Now, who should buy right now? If you're a speculator, now is just not a good time. There's just no way you can really know what's going to happen. It's impossible to time the market. So let me say that again. It's impossible to time the market. If you want to buy real estate and hold on to it for a while, I think it's a fine time to do that. Real estate ownership is a marathon, not a sprint. Of course, if my wife heard me say that, she'd say, you wouldn't say that if it's your money. In this case, I would. And I'll put it this way. This is a small market, and maybe those perfect homes don't come along that often. So would you give that up for 5%? So, that's just something you need to ask yourself. If you're thinking about buying a condo and using short-term rentals to fund it, that's harder to do now than it's ever been. So, I just want you to think twice before you're doing that. If you want a condo and you want to rent out, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that if you're thinking you're going to make money, it's hard. If you're thinking about flipping homes, you're taking a big risk right now. So don't quit your day job. There are a lot of people here, or builders, or even the agents that have flipped, and you just need to be really careful, because there are a lot of people here that know a lot more about the area than you're going to know coming into it. I think you should buy now if it's the right time in your life and you have the financial means to do so. And finally, for the third time, you can't time the market. Please give me a thumbs up if you got anything out of this video, and subscribe if you want. I might have some other videos you may want to check out, pros and cons of living in Bluffton or Hilton Head, if that's something of interest to you. Thanks for watching.